Coming to you live from the palatial studios of PBJ Productions. Welcome to Patrick and BJ Talk Real Estate, where we talk about life, the universe, and everything as it relates to real estate. Hey, all right, everybody, we're back. It's BJ.
And Patrick.
And we're here talking about all things real estate, but you know, we're doing a little bit different because we're starting the new year. And we want to talk about, you know, the different things. We talked about some health and fitness stuff. We talked about kind of, you know, more possibilities and habits for the new year and things like that. And, you know, I think one of the things we want to just talk about today is about the whole, I guess, call it belief, call it identity, call it, you know, who do you see yourself as going into the new year? And, you know, that relates to everything, but, you know, who do you see yourself as a homeowner? Do you see yourself as a homeowner? Who do you see yourself as in your health and fitness, in your relationships, in your families, and, you know, all these different areas, right?
Yeah, definitely. With the new year, a lot of a turn to a new leaf kind of thing.
Yeah.
Adopting new habits. And I think a lot of it has to do with mindset. And if you believe in those things, then you have a goal and you work towards that. And I think the stronger your focus is on whatever that goal that you might have, like let's say becoming a homeowner or looking at moving to Victoria and looking at the prices and how do you look at those prices?
Right.
Do you feel like those are out of reach, or you have to do a few things before you're able to achieve your next goal?
Sure.
So
yeah, or you know, we could say it this way: we want to be solution focused, right?
yeah,
And
find a way.
right. And here's what we know is that your the way we're wired as human beings, the way God made us, is that when we focus on something, we magnify it. It gets bigger, is what that means. And you know, have you ever noticed if you're thinking about a certain car, or maybe you got a car of some kind, and all of a sudden you start noticing all these same cars everywhere. Hey, there's one of those cars. Hey, there's one of those cars. Well, what happened? Those cars were always there, but your focus has changed, and so your subconscious starts picking these things out. In the same way, by what we're focusing on, what we're filling ourselves with. And, you know, we live in a culture today where it's so easy to inundate ourselves with just stuff, right?
Yeah.
What, you know, just, you can put YouTube on autoplay and it's just stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or TikTok or whatever.
It's so much entertainment to distract you with
right?
different things, giving you so many different ideas.
Right.
Yeah.
But these are all things that affect our expectations, our beliefs. You know, let me give you an example. We were just talking about this. There was a study done at the University of Chicago where they took 3 groups of people who were average basketball players. We're not talking about NBA players, college players, anything like that. Just run of the mill, you know, come on in, we're going to shoot some hoops.
Sure, they're young people in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what they did was they divided 3 groups, and they all shot, you know, free throws for a certain period of time, and they, you know, logged all the numbers and stats and everything else. Then they said to group 1, for the next 30 days, practice free throws for 1 hour a day.
Okay.
Okay. They said to group 2, do nothing. So this is our baseline.
Your control group.
Control group. Do nothing. Great. And then they said to group 3, practice free throws for an hour, but do it in your mind and in your imagination, not physically ever going on the court.
Okay.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Okay. So, great. That's what all 3 did. So 30 days later, they bring in all 3 groups again, and they go through the series of shooting some free throws in the process and so forth. So here's what they found out after they did it. So
Hold on. Let me guess. Like, obviously the baseline, I would think, you know, there might be some slight variation, but like not a nominal improvement or
yeah, there was zero.
They didn't
improvement.
get worse.
Zero improvement in the baseline. It was the same.
Right. The physically practice group. Well, I think just from practice, your body would figure out you would get better, right?
Yeah, and they did. Yeah. So
the visualization group.
Yeah, so here let's put the numbers in perspective. The group that shot baskets for an hour for 30 days had a 24% improvement in their shooting when they came back.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty good, right? So group number 2, the baseline group, which exactly what you said, they were the same.
Okay.
So no different. Group number 3. Now this is the group that didn't physically do anything. They just imagined the shooting, then themselves shooting the hoops, okay, for an hour a day. Group number 3 had a 23% improvement in their free throws.
That's pretty much the same as the group that physically practiced.
Right. And so what does that tell us?
That's astonishing.
Right?
Yeah.
So now bring that over to now, let me put some things in perspective. You're not going to, there's some action that's required on certain things that we're talking about. So let me put it in perspective. Okay. So what we see in that is the importance of what is the picture that you see of yourself? Who is that? Are you the homeowner? Are you successful? Are you, all these different things? But then there's still an action part of it, because if you see yourself let's say you see yourself as somebody who is fit and healthy.
Yes.
You're going to also do some things to be fit and healthy.
Right. You're still going to need some actions or habits to required to get that result.
Yeah,
for sure.
So there has to be some cohesion here of what your belief is, and then there has to be some action that goes with that and follows that.
Right, but this still just illustrates the idea of even the visualization, the practice of seeing you do something physically that you could change, an activity you could do immediately.
Right. You
could see improvement.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, based on your, like you said, the visualization and what we believe. I saw an interview with, I don't remember who the individual was, but he just won 100 meters at a pretty high level. So they're interviewing him after the race. What did you think? How did you feel? And they asked him, what was that like? And he said, it was exactly like I imagined it, and I've won this race at least 1,000 times in my mind.
How many athletes interviews, maybe not like that 4-minute mark, but like other athletes, they visualize the win so much.
Right.
But they're training and visualizing at the same time to achieve the utmost high-level results. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So let's bring that over and see that this is a tool that we have. I mean, did you know that we all have a brain? And we all come with, with the ability to believe and create out of our belief.
As this demonstrates.
Sure.
That example in the Chicago University.
And here's the thing: if someone is, I'm going to be, I'm going to be a business owner. I'm going to own this business. No matter what, I'm going to own this a business or start a business.
Yeah.
Then they're going to start finding a way to do it. So let's bring it over to, I want to be a homeowner. Well, you're going to start, finding a way to do that. Be that homeowner to make and what happens is you start focusing on ways to do it. You'll start seeing ways to do it.
Exactly.
Right?
That's amazing.
Like I remember you said before, like for kids, and a simple thing was like teaching your kids about, well, okay, let's get a credit card. So you start a credit rating, and here's how you manage that. And these different tools to get...
Step 1.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So same idea, right?
Yeah.
You'll find those steps of how to
get there.
How to get there.
Yeah, if it's your budget, what do I have to not spend money on? What do I have to save? What's required?
Right.
What kind of credit score, work history,
Sure.
all of those things that make up a new homeowner.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, I mean, if we put that all back together with we're coming into the new year and, everybody's, or a lot of people are, I know, this weekend, we're working on vision boards at home and things like that, but there's a lot of people that are, identifying what they want to do in the new year. I guess we're just here to encourage you with that, we want you to know that it's, the sky's the limit. How's that? If we're going to change what we're having on the outside, let's change what we're putting on the inside. And we're going to go off into, a long thing if we go here, but talking about how what are we reading, right?
I was just going to add to that, like, what what are we reading? What are we absorbing? The headlines,
Right.
the news headlines. There's so much of it that's so negative all the time,
Right.
and none of it's encouraging.
Right.
Right. Oh, the
100%.
price is this, the interest rate that,
Right.
the not enough house,
Yeah.
all of those things.
Yeah.
Well, what the height of the prices, there was like over 10,000 transactions in the Greater Victoria area.
Right.
Right. Okay, so things have slowed down. It's somewhere, but it's a little under 7,000 transactions happened in 2022. So it's still all possible, despite all the negative news, the energy that's going towards what they're putting out there in the public.
Right.
As opposed to us, where it's like, if you're ready, find a way.
Yeah.
Right.
And, we're looking forward to talking about things like that here as we go into the new year, and not just for a January thing, right?
Yeah.
But, and we talked a little bit about habits and lifestyle, and we're going to talk about maybe more of those things as we go forward. And we're going to have some, probably some episodes coming up where we're going to talk about things like our vision for this channel and where we're going with it and things like that. So in the meantime, thank you all for spending time with us today. We had a great time. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. It helps us with getting the word out and growing the channel. And if you know anybody that you think would enjoy, please have them like and subscribe also.
Yeah. If anything we've said that inspires you in any way, please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear that. It's an encouraging word for anyone else that might read the comments. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with us. We'll see you in the next video.
See y'all.